Super Mario is back. The sequel to the very popular and extremely lucrative Super Mario Bros. Movie, Super Mario Galaxy, has been released, the trailer that is. And to say that it broke the internet is an understatement. But something that needs to be said even more is that it also broke Disney. Hello, folks. Welcome back. We're so happy to have you where the sun is always shining, and we're always in line to bring you the news you need to know even before the drive-bys have a chance to get a whiff of it. Today, we're talking about Disney putting out their Toy Story trailer and then quickly being trumped, being dumped, being trounced by Mario. The numbers are astounding. You must see them. Click the like button and we'll bring them to you. All right, take a look at this. It is the official trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. And just 12 hours ago, this thing is fantastically popular. Almost 200,000 likes. And when you're watching this, folks, after the time of recording, it will be easily over 200,000 likes and only 2.2 thousand dislikes. That is a ratio that anybody would love to see. And what is it that should strike fear in the heart of Disney? Well, folks, you could say that the fact that Disney released a teaser trailer for Toy Story and nobody's talking about it, but they're talking about the Mario movie, maybe that should strike fear in them. But I have a different thing that Disney, I believe, is going to be worried about, and that is, look at this image in NintendoLife.com, the featured image from Jim Norman. 12 details you might have missed in the Mario Galaxy movie trailer. Folks, it's not Mario. It's not Luigi. It's not even teeny weeny mini Bowser. It's Bowser Jr., but more importantly, it's Peach and Rosalina. And it's not just Rosalina and Peach that should be putting fear in Disney. It's one other person that might be in the movie that they've not announced yet. And that's Daisy. Guys, we talked about this years ago when we were talking about the NCU, which now appears to finally be coming out. Nintendo has negotiated having this coming from multiple studios as opposed to just one. That seems to have been the slowdown. Nintendo is going to be in charge. Guys, I believe that Nintendo is going after Disney's princess line. Mm-hmm. And I believe they're going to have their own princess line, Peach, Rosalina, Daisy, others. And I think this is just the play. And a lot of people said to me, Brie Larson, I don't know about it. But Derek, I believe that she's done a great job of rehabilitating her image and her career. I listened to her play the role today in another teaser that came out. I think this movie, honestly, I think it could get close to $2 billion. I think it's $1.7, $1.8 billion potentially. And I think Disney needs to be very, very afraid of this thing. If they merchandise the princesses out of this, that princess aisle that Disney owns at Target and Walmart could go away. Derek, your thoughts?
Yeah, and don't forget Zelda. Zelda's got a movie coming up, I think, in a year or two. So yeah, they're going after the princess line that Disney torpedoed with wokeness. Good for them. Good for them. They should go after the little girls and the dresses and all the fun things that girls enjoy when it comes to Disney princesses, because Disney doesn't know what they're doing with it any longer. They want to wokeify everything. They want to put Rachel Zegler. You think about what she's done to that Snow White. The entire Snow White line and the character, the very first Disney princess of all, and they've destroyed him. So yeah, it's over. It's over. I already think that Nintendo, in my opinion, has already won the war. It's just a matter of just putting certain pieces in place and then cleaning up. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, I said this when it first dropped as well. I think that the Zeldas and the Princess Peach and Daisy, that they will be the princesses of this generation. And I see somebody in the comments say K-pop Demon Hunters as well. So yes, Disney's lost the boat when it comes to girls because they want to make everything a girl boss instead of just a nice little princess.
Valiant, people will accuse us, all of us here on this panel, of being negative, that we are clickbaiters, rage baiters, all that kind of stuff. Valiant, I watched this trailer. I want people to understand balls and strikes, what it means. This trailer is pure bliss. Yeah. There's not a miss in this. It is awesome. It improves upon the first film. And the first film, I think, is the third highest grossing animated film of all time. This is marvelous. And it stars Disney's two biggest, well, at least one of them is the biggest Marvel stars, Chris Pratt and Brie Larson.
Yep.
Imagine that. Disney doesn't have them in the next Marvel movies, and maybe that's good for Brie because she got stuck with Captain Marvel. But their careers could launch even higher with this one. What do you think about the idea that this is potentially even better than the first movie?
I talked about it on the show earlier tonight. I think Brie Larson, you had Grace Randolph on X today saying how that, well, the only thing that could kill this movie is Brie Larson. And I'm like, well, Grace, you're always, as usual, wrong and late to the party. I don't think she will, short of Brie Larson going nuts again. But here's the difference that I explained it on my show tonight. I said she's not working for Disney anymore. Disney celebrates Trump derangement syndrome. Disney celebrates leftism and radicalism and all this kind of stuff. Nintendo doesn't. I promise you right now, Brie Larson is not going to go out and say anything because Nintendo has a lot of tight grip on these kind of movies. And I promise you, after Brie Larson self-destructed for so long with the trash that she was involved in and the trash that came out of her trash mouth, the only reason that she wound up working on a movie like this with Nintendo is because her agent, her lawyers told her, hey, we know you have a really big fat mouth. We need you to shut it because we're going to get you this gig and you're going to make potentially a lot of money with it. I think Brie Larson is going to be really tamped down for this one. And I think she'll do fine.
What do you think about a redemption arc for Brie Larson? Do you think she's on that path or you think she's just muted?
Necessarily think she's going to have a quote unquote redemption arc. This is a voice acting role, which again, I think this is the perfect thing for her to do. Do a big voice role in a big movie at the box office because absolutely nobody out there, I mean, in terms of normies, 80% of the people that are going to see this movie are going to have no freaking idea who's voicing these characters. Even Chris Pratt. I got news for you. Most of the kids and everybody seeing this, people like us get it. Most people otherwise don't. Her face won't be in there. It's just going to be her voice. And I think her voice, timbre-wise, everything, the nature of it, it really complements Anya Taylor-Joy. I think that's one of the reasons they cast Brie Larson, because her voice and Anya's voice work well together. And that's got to work well together in this film, just like it would in any kind of musical or anything else. It's got to work together in animation because these are voice actors. I think the movie's going to do great. I don't know if it's going to do $2 billion. I think the movie would have to be
I think it'll approach it. I think it's going to do 1.7, 1.8.
I think it'll bump up to what the first one did with the inflation and everything. I think it'll do another 1.3, 1.4 billion again. Curious to see how much further beyond it goes from there. The issue with this film is what you brought up before, and the big story is, and I was going to talk about this tomorrow following the Disney earnings call, because unequivocally Bob Iger is going to speak about Toy Story 5. And,
totally buried by this.
Yeah, completely buried by this. I mean, they released the teaser for Toy Story 5 on the same day they released the trailer for Super Mario Galaxy. And my entire feed, when it came to movie stuff, was inundated with Mario. There was nothing about Toy Story, or by comparison, virtually nothing. For obvious reasons. Number one, it's a franchise that is way too long in the tooth. And number two, it's a franchise that the Walt Disney Company summarily murdered. I mean, violently murdered with the fourth Toy Story movie. They got rid of John Lasseter. The heart and soul of Pixar is gone. These movies are just trash cash grabs. I mean, you got Tom Hanks out there, who was the chairman of the Academy of Motion Pictures or whatever. He doesn't need to do it, but I think he feels like, why not? You got Tim Allen out there. They probably threw enough money at him to get him back in the fray. Why not? It's an easy job for these guys. But look, I have zero faith in Toy Story 5. And I mean none. Toy Story 4 was such garbage. I barely watched it once. And it's like everything that Pixar has pumped out since they got rid of John Lasseter. It is heartless. It's soulless. It's useless. It's mostly just low-grade trash. at top dollar prices. That has been Disney's legacy.
So let's take a look at how badly it was buried. And Lauren, I'll go to you on this one. We're going to look at X. We're going to look at the original trailers posted on X. Okay, Toy Story, from Toy Story. We're going straight to the source of these, not to the secondary and tertiary sources out there. Lauren, Toy Story releases the trailer on November 11th, 3 p.m. 2.2 million views, 22,000 likes. Okay, go to Nintendo. Nintendo releases the Mario movie trailer on November 12th at 9:08 a.m. So there's like 16 hours difference here, something like that, right? 4.6 million views, so more than doubled it, and 58,000 likes.
Yep.
In half the time.
Yep.
There it is.
Now add in all of the views that happened. I mean, you can look at YouTube to see this. You have Nintendo, and of course you also have Illumination on their main page. You have Universal on their main page, right? When Disney releases things, it's similar in fashion, but Disney, everything's in-house. Super Mario Brothers is a licensed property by Universal. It's not owned by Universal. Pixar Toy Story is owned by Disney. So when you start really adding all this stuff up, when you start adding up the views for Illumination's page, for Super Nintendo's page, for Mario's page, for Universal's page, the numbers actually over Toy Story get even unfathomably worse.
Yes, absolutely. And Lauren, Toy Story is arguably the biggest franchise. I mean, I'm trying to think. I guess Frozen is bigger, Moana's bigger. But in terms of something that appeals to boys and girls, I can't think of anything bigger than Toy Story for boys and girls at Disney. And it got trounced by this. Your thoughts, Lauren?
I think part of the irony is that they're facing the very problem that the movie is framed around. It's like Toy Story, the first one, if I remember right, came out in 99. It's a 26-year-old franchise.
96.
Centered around...
No, 95. 95. Yeah,
I was about
95.
to say, it's 30 years old.
30 years old, yeah.
It's 30 years old, centered around toys that were supposed to come from an even earlier era. And so you failed at generational capture, whereas Mario is evergreen. People are always playing video games. They're always refamiliarizing themselves with Mario and Luigi. They capture the next generation when the next products are released. And I think that's got a lot to do with this. As much as I hate to say it, Woody and Buzz are past their prime.
Oh,
they are.
We
And Lauren,
need a fifth Toy Story. I mean, it's like, why are we doing a fifth one of these? I think 3 was great. I think we were done.
3 was done.
We were done.
Here's the worst thing, Lauren, and you're right on the money. I'll add the other side to it. Apart from Woody and Buzz being very dated, because of course Woody and Buzz it was Buck Rogers and Howdy Doody, right? We're talking about characters from the 1950s, characters that my dad grew up with. I still have comic books of them from the 1950s that my dad had. Here's the deal. What are they doing in 2025? The toys open a box and it's oh my God, it's an iPad. Dude, that's a storyline that should have been dealt with at least no more or 6 years ago. In 2025, we're creating a movie around the fact that the iPad is the thing. Dude, the iPad's been the thing for 10 years. Like it's another one of these situations where they had to come up with something. They had to remember, Toy Story 5 was forced into existence within days of Bob Iger coming back after he completely pooch-screwed Bob Chapek in November of 22. Remember, that's when this started. Remember, they did the thing. Bob Chapek got fired. They ran him out on a rail. They blamed Bob Chapek for everything.
Hug too much, Valiant.
And
he's a hugger.
2 weeks later, no, that was John Lasseter. 2 weeks later, they had the earnings call in November, right? Or no, shortly after that. And then Iger comes back in, and then what's the first thing we hear? We're going to make Frozen 2. We're going to make Toy Story 5. He just literally, like Bob Iger showed up in the office that morning to settle down Wall Street and just rattled off whatever the next iteration of an already existing IP was. They had zero plans for it. They had no story. Bob Iger just ran out and told Wall Street and the investors, we're going to make the sequels to all these really popular things that y'all liked. It was the same thing as him coming out and saying, we're going to spend $60 billion in CapEx on expanding theme parks and hotels. It was the same nonsense. So this Toy Story 5 movie, what we saw today, is what they farted out in haste. This is it. This is what you get.
But it's also, I mean, to me, the biggest thing is that the audience that they're targeting is the ones that are sentimental for these characters, and that's us. Yeah. We're the wrong generation. It's like you needed something that was going to appeal to that next generation, and that next generation doesn't play with toys anymore.
Oh, you mean like Star Wars?
Yeah.
The other bizarre thing, and maybe this has something to do with Star Wars as well, a lot of these main characters in Toy Story, they're not voiced by the original actors who played them, and some of those characters were like made for their voice actors, you know?
Because they're dead.
Don Rickles has passed away.
John
Jim Varney is gone. I mean, it's a strange franchise when these caricatures are on the screen and they're being played by people who have nothing to do with what they were designed to do.
No.
Well, are they, or will they use AI voices to replicate them? Do we know?
You know, when it comes to Don Rickles and Mr. Potato Head, I'm okay with it because I don't want anybody else to play that character.
Did their estate sign a license to do that, though?
I don't know. You know, are they James Earl Jones kind of situations? We'll see. But I'll guarantee you, that's another headache for Disney if they're bringing in AI voice artists for a movie for Toy Story 5. And they got plenty of headaches, including Mario. And it is time to put a bow on it for this one, folks. Is a gift to everybody who wants to know exactly what's going on in the entertainment industry. And we are so joyful that you were there to receive it. We hope that you had a great time. An attitude of gratitude on this channel every single time you decide to spend time with us. As we get ready to say goodbye, we only ask a few simple things. Click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, and stick it to those algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, so waste not yours. And folks, as you get ready to head out that door, do you have a place on social media that you love to share this sort of thing? Hey, you can make this YouTube video sing by putting it out there for your friends, your family, and for those weirdos who just won't leave you alone. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.